The Grand Hall of the Galactic Empire's Central Command buzzed with activity. Alien diplomats from 100 worlds mingled, their tentacles, appendages, and antennae twitching with excitement. Today was the day they would watch Earth's pathetic attempt to join the interstellar community. High Admiral Zixifactar, a tall, blue-skinned being with 4 arms and eyes that glowed like dying stars, stood at the center of attention. His mandibles clicked in amusement as he addressed the crowd. "My esteemed colleagues," he began, his voice a rumble that silenced the hall. "Today we witnessed the debut of Earth's so-called space fleet." The word fleet dripped with sarcasm, eliciting chuckles from the audience. On the massive view screen behind him, images of Earth's ships appeared. They looked small, clunky, and primitive compared to the sleek, advanced vessels of the Galactic Empire. The crowd's laughter grew louder. "Observe," Zixifactar continued, pointing with one of his lower arms, their flagship, which they proudly call Cosmic Defender. The image zoomed in on a ship that looked more like a floating brick than a spaceship. "I've seen more advanced designs in children's drawings." The hall erupted in laughter. Even the usually stoic Syntac delegates, with their stone-like skin, cracked smiles. Down on Earth, in a hidden bunker beneath the Rocky Mountains, General Maria Rodriguez watched the broadcast with a clenched jaw. Her dark eyes flashed with anger as she turned to her team. "They're mocking us," she said, her voice tight with restrained fury. The room was filled with Earth's top military and scientific minds, all wearing expressions of frustration and embarrassment. Dr. Amit Patel, the lead scientist of Earth's space program, spoke up. "We knew this would happen, General. Our technology is still decades behind theirs." Rodriguez nodded grimly. But did they have to make it such a spectacle? Back in the Galactic Empire's hall, Zixifactar was on a roll. He pulled up technical specifications of Earth's ships. Each revelation met with more derision from the crowd. "Look at their propulsion system," he exclaimed. "They're still using chemical rockets. I haven't seen those since my great-grandfather's time." The audience howled with laughter. A holographic model of Earth's defenses appeared. "And here's their planetary shield," Zixifactar said with a smirk. "Oh wait, they don't have one." More laughter followed. In the Earth bunker, the mood grew darker with each passing moment. Rodriguez paced the room, her boots echoing on the metal floor. "We can't just sit here and take this," she muttered. Dr. Patel cleared his throat. "Actually, General, maybe we can use this to our advantage." All eyes turned to him. "What do you mean?" Rodriguez asked. "Well," Patel said, adjusting his glasses, "if they think we're this primitive, they'll underestimate us. We might be able to surprise them later." Rodriguez considered this, a small smile forming on her lips. "You might be onto something, Doctor." Meanwhile, Zixifactar was wrapping up his presentation. "In conclusion, my fellow galactic citizens, I propose we reclassify Earth from developing world to cosmic comedy show." The hall erupted in applause and laughter. As the broadcast ended, Rodriguez addressed her team. "All right, people, they've had their fun. But remember this moment. Remember how they laughed at us, mocked us, treated us like we were nothing." She paused, looking each person in the eye. "Because one day, and that day may come sooner than they think, we're going to show them what humans are really capable of. And then we'll see who's laughing." The room filled with determined nods and murmurs of agreement. In that moment, a spark was lit, a spark of defiance, of determination, of the unbreakable human spirit. Little did the Galactic Empire know, but their mockery had just sown the seeds of their own downfall. Earth, the underdog, the laughingstock of the galaxy, was about to embark on a journey that would shake the very foundations of the cosmic order. As the team dispersed, each member carried with them a new sense of purpose. The aliens' laughter still rang in their ears, but now it fueled their resolve. Earth may have been down, but it was far from out. And somewhere in a secret facility, hidden from both earthly and alien eyes, a project was already underway. a project that would change everything. But that was a story for another day. For now, Earth would play the part of the cosmic jester. But behind the scenes, the stage was being set for an act that would leave the galaxy stunned. The curtain had just risen on humanity's greatest performance, and the Galactic Empire had no idea what was coming. Deep beneath the surface of Mars, in a hidden facility known only to a select few, Earth's greatest minds were hard at work. The red dust of the planet's surface was miles above them. But down here, in the sterile white labs and humming workshops, humanity's future was being forged. Dr. Samantha Lee stood before a massive holographic display, her eyes darting across streams of data and complex schematics. She was the lead designer of Project Phoenix, Earth's top-secret response to the Galactic Empire's mockery. "How's the AI integration coming along, Dr. Chen?" Samantha asked, turning to her colleague. Dr. Alex Chen, a brilliant computer scientist with a reputation for pushing the boundaries of artificial intelligence, looked up from his workstation. "We're making progress," he said, running a hand through his messy hair. "The neural networks are adapting faster than we expected. At this rate, the AI will be able to predict enemy tactics before they even make a move." Samantha nodded, a small smile playing on her lips. "Good. We'll need every advantage we can get." Across the room, a team of engineers huddled around what looked like a piece of black fabric stretched across a table. But this was no ordinary material. It was the key to Project Phoenix's stealth capabilities. "Hey, Dr. Lee," called out Maria Rodriguez, the lead engineer. "Come check this out." Samantha walked over, curious. Maria held up the fabric, which seemed to shimmer and shift, sometimes appearing solid, sometimes nearly transparent. "We've cracked it," Maria said, her eyes shining with excitement. "This metamaterial can bend light, heat, and even certain types of radiation around it. Once we coat the ship with this, it'll be practically invisible to most sensors." Samantha's eyes widened. "Incredible work, Maria. This could be the game changer we need." As the scientists and engineers continued their work, in another part of the facility, a different kind of preparation was taking place. Captain Sarah Chen stood before a group of Earth's finest pilots and crew members. They had been handpicked from space agencies and military organizations around the world, sworn to secrecy, and brought to Mars for intensive training. "Ladies and gentlemen," Sarah began, her voice firm and confident, "what you're about to see is strictly classified. The fate of our planet may well rest on this mission, and on your ability to keep it secret." She activated a holographic projector, and the image of a sleek, angular spacecraft appeared before them. It was unlike anything they had ever seen before, its hull a deep, matte black that seemed to drink in the light. "This," Sarah said, "is the EDS Phoenix, Earth Defense Ship Phoenix. It's the most advanced spacecraft ever built by human hands, and it will be our answer to the Galactic Empire's arrogance." The room filled with murmurs of awe and excitement. Sarah continued, detailing the ship's capabilities, its advanced AI, its revolutionary stealth technology, its powerful yet precise weapon systems. "Make no mistake," she said, her voice growing serious. "We are the underdogs here. The Empire outguns us, outmatches us in almost every way. But they've made one critical mistake. They've underestimated us, and we're going to use that to our advantage." As Sarah spoke, back in the labs, Samantha and her team were putting the finishing touches on the Phoenix. The ship was a marvel of human ingenuity and determination, born from the collective efforts of thousands of brilliant minds working in secret. Samantha ran her hand along the ship's smooth hull, feeling a sense of pride and anticipation. "Soon," she whispered, "soon we'll show them what humanity is truly capable of." Little did the Galactic Empire know, but their days of mocking Earth were numbered. In the depths of Mars, a phoenix was rising, a symbol of humanity's resilience, creativity, and unwavering spirit. As the Earth Defense Ship Phoenix neared completion, a sense of nervous excitement filled the facility. They were on the brink of something monumental, a turning point not just for Earth, but for the entire galaxy. The stage was set. The players were in position. And soon, very soon, the Galactic Empire would learn that they had made a grave mistake in underestimating the determination and ingenuity of the human race. The Phoenix was almost ready to spread its wings and soar, and when it did, the galaxy would never be the same again. The Galactic Council chamber was a sight to behold. Towering crystal spires reached towards a ceiling that sparkled like the night sky. Representatives from 1,000 worlds sat in tiered seats, their diverse forms a testament to the vastness of the galaxy. At the center of it all stood High Admiral Zix Vactor, his blue skin gleaming under the ethereal light. His mandibles clicked in anticipation as he addressed the assembly. "Esteemed members of the Galactic Council," he began, his voice echoing through the chamber, "I come before you with a proposition that will provide us with great entertainment." The chamber fell silent, all eyes and sensory organs focused on the Admiral. "As you know, the primitive humans of Earth have recently stumbled their way into space," Zix Vactor continued, eliciting chuckles from the audience. "I propose we welcome them to the galactic community with a friendly competition." Murmurs of interest rippled through the crowd. A Vrolix delegate, a being that looked like a cross between a squid and a tree, raised a tentacle. "What kind of competition do you suggest, Admiral?" Zix Vactor's eyes glowed with mischief. "A simple border dispute simulation. We'll challenge their fleet to a mock battle. It will serve two purposes: entertainment for us, and a harsh lesson for them about their place in the cosmos." The chamber erupted in approving roars and clicks. The motion was quickly passed, and a delegation was dispatched to Earth to deliver the challenge. Meanwhile, on Earth, the United Earth Defense Council was in session. Representatives from every nation sat around a circular table, their faces grim as they discussed the latest intelligence reports. General Maria Rodriguez stood at the head of the table, her uniform crisp, her expression stern. "Ladies and gentlemen, our spies report increased activity in the Galactic Empire's fleet. We believe they may be planning something." As if on cue, an aide rushed into the room, his face pale. "General, a Galactic Empire ship has entered orbit. They're requesting to speak with Earth's leaders immediately." The room erupted in chaos. It took several minutes for Rodriguez to restore order. "Patch them through," she commanded, her voice steady despite the tension in the air. A holographic image flickered to life in the center of the room. It showed a smug-looking alien diplomat, his tentacles waving lazily as he spoke. "Greetings, humans," the alien said, his tone condescending. "The Galactic Empire extends an invitation to your species. We propose a friendly competition, a simulated border dispute between our fleets." Rodriguez's eyes narrowed. "And what would be the purpose of this competition?" The alien's tentacles waved dismissively, merely a gesture of goodwill to welcome Earth into the galactic community. "Surely you're not afraid of a little friendly contest." The challenge hung in the air, heavy with implication. Rodriguez glanced around the room, seeing the uncertainty and fear in her colleagues' eyes. She knew they were outmatched, that accepting would likely lead to humiliation, but refusing would make Earth look weak and cowardly. Just as Rodriguez was about to speak, her secure comm unit buzzed. It was a message from Mars base. "Phoenix ready. Await your command." A small smile tugged at the corner of Rodriguez's mouth. She turned back to the hologram, her voice filled with newfound confidence. "We accept your challenge, Ambassador. Name the time and place." The alien looked taken aback for a moment, clearly not expecting this response. He quickly recovered, rattling off coordinates and a date, just 1 week away. As the hologram faded, the room once again burst into frantic discussion. Rodriguez raised her hand for silence. "I know what you're all thinking," she said. "That we just signed our own death warrant. That we're going to be humiliated in front of the entire galaxy." She paused, her eyes sweeping the room. "But what the Galactic Empire doesn't know is that we have an ace up our sleeve." She pressed a button, and a hologram of the EDS Phoenix appeared above the table. Gasps of awe filled the room. "This is Project Phoenix," Rodriguez explained. "Our secret weapon. With this, we not only have a chance to avoid humiliation, we have a chance to win." As the council members marveled at the sleek design of the Phoenix, Rodriguez's mind was already racing, formulating plans and strategies. The Galactic Empire had unwittingly given them the perfect opportunity to unveil their secret weapon. In 1 week, the galaxy would witness the true potential of humanity, and Rodriguez couldn't help but smile at the thought of the surprise that awaited the overconfident Galactic Empire. The stage was set, the challenge was accepted, and Earth was ready to show the galaxy what it was truly capable of. The night sky above Earth glowed with an eerie light. Hundreds of Galactic Empire ships hung in orbit, their massive forms blocking out the stars. On the ground, millions of humans stared up at the sky, a mix of fear and anticipation on their faces. In a secret underground base beneath the Rocky Mountains, Captain Sarah Chen stood before a holographic display of the battlefield. Her dark eyes scanned the enemy formations, analyzing every detail. "They've arranged their ships in a pincer formation," she muttered to herself. "Typical. They're not even trying to be creative." Behind her, the crew of the EDS Phoenix waited nervously. They were Earth's best and brightest, handpicked for this mission, but even they couldn't help feeling small in the face of such overwhelming odds. Sarah turned to address her crew. "I know what you're all thinking," she said, her voice steady and confident. "You're looking at those ships up there and wondering how we can possibly win." She paused, letting her words sink in. "But let me tell you something. Those ships up there, they're just machines. Big, fancy machines, sure. But machines don't win battles. People do." Sarah pointed to the hologram of the Phoenix. "This ship isn't just a machine. It's the culmination of human ingenuity, creativity, and determination. It's proof that when our backs are against the wall, we don't give up. We innovate. We overcome." The crew stood a little straighter, inspired by their captain's words. "Tomorrow, we're not just fighting for Earth," Sarah continued. "We're fighting to show the galaxy what humans are truly capable of. And trust me, they have no idea what's coming." As Sarah rallied her crew across the base, Dr. Samantha Lee was making final adjustments to the Phoenix's systems. Her fingers flew over holographic controls, fine-tuning the AI, checking and double-checking every system. "How's it looking, Doc?" a voice asked from behind her. Samantha turned to see General Rodriguez entering the room. The general's face was tired, but her eyes were sharp and focused. "We're as ready as we'll ever be," Samantha replied. "The stealth systems are operating at 100% efficiency. As long as Captain Chen doesn't push the engines too hard, we should be invisible to their sensors." Rodriguez nodded, a grim smile on her face. "Good, because we're going to need every advantage we can get." Meanwhile, in high orbit, Admiral X-Factor stood on the bridge of his flagship, the Galactic Fist. His 4 arms were clasped behind his back as he gazed down at the blue-green planet below. "Such a primitive world," he mused. "It's almost a shame to crush their pitiful fleet." Almost. His second-in-command, a serpentine creature named Sisk, slithered up beside him. "The human ships are moving into position, Admiral," she reported. "They seem to be following standard defensive formations." X-Doctor's mandibles clicked in amusement. "As expected. They're so predictable. This will be over quickly." Back on Earth, final preparations were underway. In cities around the world, people gathered in churches, temples, and public squares, praying for victory or simply seeking comfort in each other's company. In the White House, the President of the United States sat alone in the Oval Office, staring at a red phone on his desk. One call on that phone would launch Earth's nuclear arsenal, a last desperate measure if all else failed. As the hours ticked by, tension built on both sides. The Galactic Empire forces were confident, almost casual in their preparations. They saw this as little more than a training exercise, a chance to put these upstart humans in their place. But aboard the Phoenix, hidden from enemy sensors, Earth's best prepared for the fight of their lives. They knew the odds were stacked against them. They knew that failure meant the end of human independence, perhaps even the end of their species. Yet as Captain Sarah Chen looked around at her crew, she didn't see fear in their eyes. She saw determination, resolve, and a burning desire to prove the aliens wrong. As the first light of dawn broke over the horizon, Sarah took her place in the captain's chair. "All hands," she announced, her voice calm and steady. "Prepare for battle. Today we make history." The stage was set. The players were in position. And as the sun rose on this most fateful of days, the greatest battle in Earth's history was about to begin. The battle began with a blinding flash of light. The Galactic Empire's flagship, the Galactic Fist, fired its main cannon, a beam of energy that lit up the sky like a second sun. Earth's outer defense satellites vaporized instantly. Admiral X-Factor's mandibles clicked in satisfaction. "First blood to us," he said, his voice filled with smug confidence. "Let's see how these primitives respond." On Earth, in the underground command center, General Rodriguez watched the destruction with grim determination. "All ships, engage as planned," she ordered. "And may God help us all." Earth's conventional fleet moved forward, a mix of retrofitted military satellites and hastily constructed spacecraft. They looked tiny and fragile compared to the massive Galactic Empire ships. The space around Earth erupted into chaos. Laser beams crisscrossed the void, missiles streaked across the sky, and explosions bloomed like deadly flowers. Earth's ships fought bravely, but they were hopelessly outmatched. Admiral X-Factor laughed as he watched the battle unfold. "Is this the best they can do?" he mocked. "I've seen better fights in a children's holo game." But even as he spoke, something strange was happening. One by one, Empire ships began reporting system failures. Weapons misfired, shields flickered, and communication systems crackled with static. "What's going on?" the X-Factor demanded, his confidence wavering for the first time. Hidden from both friend and foe, the EDS Phoenix glided silently through the battlefield. Captain Sarah Chen sat in the command chair, her eyes focused on the holographic display before her. "Target their command and control systems," she ordered. "Let's see how well they fight when they can't coordinate." The Phoenix's advanced AI processed the order, its quantum processors calculating thousands of possible outcomes in microseconds. Invisible beams of focused electromagnetic energy lashed out, wreaking havoc on the Empire's sophisticated but unprepared systems. On the Galactic Fist, alarms blared as systems failed across the ship. "Impossible," the X-Factor roared. "How are they doing this? Find that ship." But the Phoenix was already moving, its stealth systems making it as invisible as a ghost. Sarah allowed herself a small smile. "Now," she said, "let's show them what we can really do." The Phoenix's main weapon powered up, a revolutionary device that combined human ingenuity with reverse-engineered alien tech. A beam of pure, focused energy shot out, slicing through an Empire battle cruiser like it was made of paper. For a moment, the entire battlefield fell silent. Then, chaos erupted anew as the Empire ships scrambled to respond to this new threat. "All Earth ships, rally to Sector 7. Sarah broadcast. "We'll provide cover. It's time to turn this battle around." Inspired by the Phoenix's sudden appearance, Earth's battered fleet found new courage. They formed up behind the stealth ship, using its advanced defenses as a shield as they launched a coordinated counterattack. Admiral X-Factor stared at his tactical display in disbelief. Somehow, impossibly, the humans were pushing them back. "This can't be happening," he muttered. "They're savages, primitives." But happening it was. The Phoenix danced through the battlefield, its AI predicting enemy movements with uncanny accuracy. Wherever it went, Empire ships fell, their mighty weapons and shields useless against this ghost they couldn't see or hit. On Earth, in cities around the world, People watched the battle on their screens with growing hope. The tide was turning. David was standing up to Goliath, and Goliath was stumbling. In the command center, General Rodriguez allowed herself a fierce grin. "Send in the second wave," she ordered. "Let's push them back to whatever hole they crawled out of." As fresh Earth ships joined the battle, the Empire fleet began to falter. Ships that had come expecting an easy victory now turned tail and fled, their captains more concerned with saving their own skins than following orders. Admiral X-Factor watched in horror as his grand fleet disintegrated before his eyes. "This isn't possible," he whispered. "We are the Galactic Empire. We do not lose to primitives." But lose they did. As the last of the Empire ships jumped to light speed, fleeing the battlefield, a cheer went up from every human throat, from the depths of the command center to the streets of every city on Earth. Against all odds, humanity had stood its ground. David had defeated Goliath, and the galaxy would never be the same again. The bridge of the EDS Phoenix was eerily quiet. Captain Sarah Chen sat in her command chair, her eyes fixed on the holographic display showing the aftermath of the battle. Debris from destroyed ships, both human and alien, floated silently in Earth's orbit. "Status report," Sarah ordered, her voice calm but tinged with exhaustion. Her first officer, Commander Jake Rodriguez, responded quickly. "Hull integrity at 92%, Captain. Stealth systems still operational. We've taken some hits, but nothing we can't handle." Sarah nodded, allowing herself a small smile. "And the enemy?" "In full retreat, Captain," Jake replied, unable to keep the pride out of his voice. "The last of their ships just jumped to light speed. We did it. We actually did it." A cheer went up from the crew, the tension of the battle finally breaking. Sarah let them have their moment before raising her hand for silence. "We've won the battle," she said, "but the war is far from over. The Galactic Empire won't take this lying down. We need to be prepared for their response." As if on cue, the ship's AI, spoke up. "Captain, I'm detecting multiple incoming transmissions. It seems news of our victory is spreading rapidly across the galaxy." Sarah straightened in her chair. "Put them on screen, The holographic display filled with images from across the stars, alien news broadcasts, intercepted military communications, and messages from worlds Sarah had never even heard of. All of them talking about one thing: how the primitive humans had done the impossible and defeated the mighty Galactic Empire. On a desert world light years away, a group of resistance fighters cheered as they watched a shaky recording of the Phoenix taking down an Empire battlecruiser. In the crowded markets of a spaceport on the galaxy's edge, aliens of all species huddled around public view screens, watching in awe as the story of Earth's victory spread. And in the grand halls of the Galactic Senate, pandemonium reigned. Senators argued fiercely, some calling for immediate retaliation against Earth, others advocating for peace negotiations with this surprisingly formidable new power. Back on the Phoenix, Sarah watched it all unfold with a mix of pride and apprehension. She said, "Analyze the data. What's the galaxy's overall reaction to our victory?" The AI's voice was calm and analytical. "Based on current data, Captain, 63% of known galactic civilizations are reacting positively to Earth's victory. 22% are neutral, and 15% are expressing concern or hostility." Sarah nodded, her mind racing with the implications. "And the Empire? What's their next move likely to be?" ARIA paused for a moment, her processors working overtime. "Multiple scenarios are possible, Captain. However, based on historical data and current intel, there's a 78% chance the Empire will attempt to save face by initiating diplomatic contact rather than immediate military retaliation." "Diplomatic contact?" Jake asked, surprised. "You mean they might actually want to talk to us now?" "It appears so, Commander," ARIA replied. "The Empire's reputation has suffered a significant blow. They may seek to mitigate the damage through negotiation." Sarah leaned back in her chair, considering the possibilities. "Well," she said with a wry smile, "I guess we've been promoted from primitive savages to potential diplomatic partners. Progress, of a sort." Just then, a new alert flashed on the screen. "Captain," Araya announced, "we're receiving a priority transmission from Earth Command. General Rodriguez is requesting your immediate return. It seems the United Earth Council is convening an emergency session to discuss our next steps." Sarah stood up, straightening her uniform. "Well, crew," she said, looking around at the tired but proud faces of her team, "it looks like our job isn't done yet. Let's head home and see what the future holds for Earth and its new place in the galaxy." As the Phoenix turned towards Earth, its stealth systems still humming quietly, Sarah couldn't help but feel a sense of excitement mixed with her exhaustion. They had done more than win a battle today. They had changed the course of galactic history. The humans, once mocked and underestimated, had proven themselves a force to be reckoned with. And as the blue-green orb of Earth grew larger in the view screen, Sarah knew that nothing would ever be the same again. The age of human isolation was over. Earth was about to take its place on the galactic stage, ready or not. And Sarah Chin, captain of the ship that had turned the tables on an empire, would be right at the forefront of this new era. As they began their descent towards the cheering crowds waiting below, Sarah allowed herself one last thought. "Look out, galaxy. Here we come." 1 year had passed since the Battle of Earth, and the galaxy was a changed place. The Grand Hall of the Galactic Council, once dominated by the Galactic Empire, now buzzed with a new energy. Representatives from 1,000 worlds sat in their usual places, but all eyes were on the newcomers, the human delegation. Captain Sarah Chen, now Admiral Chen, stood tall as she addressed the assembly. Her uniform, a sleek blend of human and alien design, symbolized Earth's new place in the galactic community. "Esteemed members of the Galactic Council," Sarah began, her voice carrying across the vast chamber. "1 year ago, Earth was unknown to most of you. Today, we stand here as partners in shaping the future of our shared galaxy." Murmurs rippled through the crowd. Some nodded in approval, others shifted uncomfortably. The memory of Earth's shocking victory was still fresh in many minds. In the back of the chamber, Admiral Zexvactor watched with a mix of grudging respect and lingering resentment. His once prominent position had been reduced, a consequence of his failure against the humans. But even he had to admit, these primitives had proven themselves worthy adversaries. Sarah continued her speech, outlining Earth's proposals for galactic cooperation. "We come not to conquer or dominate, but to learn and contribute. Earth's unique perspective and innovative spirit can bring fresh ideas to age-old challenges." As she spoke, holographic displays lit up around the chamber, showcasing human achievements. The EDS Phoenix, now declassified, drew gasps of admiration. Earth's rapid advancements in medicine, clean energy, and artificial intelligence were presented, each breakthrough a potential boon for worlds across the galaxy. In the Earth delegation, Dr. Samantha Lee beamed with pride. Her work on the Phoenix had opened doors to technological revolutions beyond her wildest dreams. Beside her, General Rodriguez nodded approvingly. The military woman had become a key figure in Earth's new role as a galactic peacekeeper. But not all was smooth in this new era. As Sarah's speech concluded, a representative from a fringe world stood up. "And what guarantee do we have," the alien demanded, its tentacles waving agitatedly, "that Earth won't become the very thing it defeated? How do we know you won't be the new tyrants of the galaxy?" A tense silence fell over the chamber. All eyes turned to Sarah, waiting for her response. Sarah paused, considering her words carefully. A wise leader from Earth's history once said, "With great power comes great responsibility." We understand the fears you express because we once shared them. Earth has no desire for galactic domination. Instead, we propose a new system of checks and balances, where no single power can control the fate of all. She gestured to the holographic displays, which now showed a new galactic governance model. We envision a future where decisions are made collectively, where the rights of all sentient beings are protected, and where the benefits of our combined knowledge and resources are shared equitably. The chamber erupted in discussion. Many were intrigued by this new vision, others skeptical, but all could sense that a new age was dawning. As the session adjourned, Sarah found herself surrounded by alien diplomats, eager to discuss Earth's ideas further. In a quiet corner, she noticed Admiral Zex Vactor approaching. "Admiral Chen," he said, his mandibles clicking softly, "your species continues to surprise me. Perhaps we judged you too hastily." Sarah nodded, accepting the unspoken apology. "We all have much to learn from each other, Admiral. I hope we can work together in this new galactic order." As they shook hands, or hand and tentacle, a symbol of reconciliation between former enemies, Sarah couldn't help but marvel at how far they'd come. From a primitive world mocked by the galaxy to a respected member of the galactic community in just 1 year. The challenges ahead were many. Old rivalries and new fears would need to be overcome. But as Sarah looked out at the diverse beings filling the council chamber, she felt a surge of hope. The galaxy was entering a new era, and humanity would play a crucial role in shaping it. As she prepared to leave for her next meeting, a summit on interstellar trade agreements, Sarah allowed herself a small smile. The adventure, it seemed, was just beginning, and she, along with the rest of humanity, was ready for whatever the vast, star-filled galaxy had in store for them next.